welcome to the first edition of Hobby Farms Kitchen. I'm Rachel Bruger, Associate Web Editor of HobbyFarms.com, here in the kitchen of Stephanie Staten, Hobby Farm Home Managing Editor.
I actually got this recipe from one of my mom's friends. It's super easy and quick, which is of course great for me. It takes some Granny Smith apples, some sugars, cinnamon, very easy ingredients, quick to combine. What we have is an unbaked pie crust, 7 medium Granny Smith apples, peeled and sliced preferably.
Now, is it important that they're Granny Smith apples?
Actually, it isn't, but I do prefer to use them because the tartness of the apple actually tends to temper the sugars because there's a lot of sweet in this pie. So they cook up real nice and they help sort of balance it out.
Okay. And the rest of our ingredients?
So we have a half a cup of sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon.
All right, what's our first step?
Well, first we need to preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's turn that on. Once we've got that, we just mix our dry ingredients together.
Okay.
So if you want to go ahead and start doing that, I will actually peel an apple for us, just to show that they need to be sliced really thin. The reason for this is so that your ingredients can really soak into it and your apples get really thoroughly cooked through, so you have nice soft apples. As you mix your ingredients, you're just going to use a whisk to get a nice thorough mixing.
Is there a particular way I should be mixing it, or just go ahead and...
No, just however works.
Okay.
You're just trying to get it nice and combined so that when you throw it over the apples to coat the apples, your ingredients are already together. And the only thing you have to worry about at that point is getting the apple nice and coated so it can soak in.
Okay.
But just so we can show how thin to slice them, and do not use my cutting as a good example. I'm not the safest person wielding a knife. But just go for nice thin slices. Don't have to be real even about it. Just want them to be, you know, about like that.
Well, our dry ingredients are all mixed.
Okay, so just sprinkle those on top of your apples. And it helps to spread it out so that it's a little easier as you try to turn it and mix it in.
Okay. Should I go ahead and mix it in then?
Mm-hmm. Yep, just get them thoroughly coated. Make sure all the apples have that little nice sprinkling on them. And once those are nice and coated, we can dump them into the pie crust. This pie crust is actually from a recipe that we have online. Who's it by?
You can find it by Susie Quick, and it's online at hobbyfarms.com/piecrust, and it makes an excellent flaky crust for a single deep dish pie.
And I believe this pie crust was featured in the home for November, December 2009.
That sounds right.
Perfect pie crust. Pretty easy to make, simple recipe.
Okay, we'll just put the apples in them.
Just dump those in. And as you're doing that, I'm going to get us set for the topping. And it's okay for your apples to sit while you're working on your topping because they'll just be absorbing all the sugars.
Okay.
Getting nice and sweetened up and ready to go.
All right, and we'll just set these off to the side then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you want to throw all the dry ingredients together and mix those up real quick.
We've got 3/4 cup all-purpose flour, 3/4 cup brown sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, and a 1/3 cup butter.
Just get that in there, and then you'll take the cutter and just sort of work it in.
Okay.
And this will take a little while, and you essentially want to get it so that you have everything in sort of a soft crumb. So if you want, I can take over.
Sure.
But just work it through. Definitely gives your arms a workout. So you want to get your mixture to a nice crumbly texture where it sort of sticks together. The butter is what causes that nice crumbly stuck together texture. Once you've got that, if you don't mind to grab the pie,
Sure.
We're just going to dump this on top. I usually kind of put it in the middle and then just work my way out. There's no real rhyme or reason to it other than just doing it. Take your topping and spread it out.
Well, this looks amazing, let me tell you. How long do we cook it for?
You'll cook it at 400 degrees for 35 minutes or so, but basically you're just looking for the top to be nice and golden, as well as your pie crust.
Okay.
And you'll get this, you know, nice textured look to it. So let's pop that in the oven. So after 35 minutes, we're gonna pull the pie out.
All right. Oh, it smells delicious.
Should be nice and golden on top. There we go. Of course, you have to have a piece to try. There we go. And I don't want to leave out any more of it. There we go. And I don't know if you can see on camera or not, but the juices from the apples are really just pooling in the bottom of it. So, you know, if you have time, maybe get a spoon and scoop that over the top of it and give it a nice little glaze effect. There we go. All right.
Here's a fork for you.
Thank you.
Let's give it a taste. Very nice.
Works for me.
National Pie Day is celebrated on January 23rd, and you can find this recipe online at hobbyfarms.com/piecrust, or you can upload your favorite recipe at hobbyfarms.com/forums. Thanks for joining us today, and happy cooking.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.